All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we go to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson, you know what I'm saying? Because you got these Christians, they say that the law is done away with, you know what I'm saying? So, in other words, how do you serve the Lord? You know, how can you say you're a servant of the Lord? How can you say that you're a follower of the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Because a Christian is a follower of the Messiah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And to do service, man, you know, and I had a few precepts, you know. And I'm gonna start off with Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. It says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen." You know what I'm saying? Jacob, in the book of Genesis, his name was later on changed to Israel, you know what I'm saying, by the Most High, who the world, by the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah or God, you know, and Yahweh Shai is the heavenly Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ or Jesus Christos or Yeshua or Yeshua or Yahweh, you know. And here the Lord is saying, "O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, who I have chosen." So the Lord had chosen the nation of Israel, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, in confusion of faces whose bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, who are Israelites, you know what I'm saying? That the Lord had chosen you know what I'm saying, to be a servant, man. You know, and to go on that word servant in the Hebrew is ibad, and is the I, the ba, the da, ibad, and it says slave, servant, slave, servant, manservant, subjects, servants, worshipers of God, you know, servant of Israel, you know. So the Lord has said that we're servants, man, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. It says, "For Jacob, my servant's sake," you know what I'm saying, "and Israel, mine elect." You know, elect goes in Bukhar, and it means chosen, you know. "I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me." You know what I'm saying? And here it is. The Lord is saying that that the nation of Israel is his servants, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it says that I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. You know, how is that? Because the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying, 2/3 of our people, they don't know the Lord. They claim they do, but they don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. Always trying to say that the law is done away with because they don't want to do service to the Lord. They want to do service their own way. You know what I'm saying? Proclaim their own righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is following the ways of this world. You know what I'm saying? To go after their lust, man. You know, to do service, to be a servant to another. This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 3. It says, "And said unto me, thou," actually I'll start at verse 1. It says, Isaiah 49:1. It said, "Listen, O Isos, unto me, and hearken." You know, listen. It says, "Ye people from far, Yahweh have called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother, have he made mention of my name. He have made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand have he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver have he hid me, and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified." So here it go again. The Lord is calling us a servant, the nation of Israel. You know, the Lord is directing it to one nation, man, that he chose to be his servants. According to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, the law, statutes, commandments was given unto one nation, even though the Lord had made 17 other nations, but yet he chose one to do service unto him, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 10. It says, "Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen. Once again, it says that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me, there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. You know what I'm saying? One of the titles is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Creator. You know, there's no other God that's sitting on the same level, the same stature as Yahweh, man, the Heavenly Father. You know, but yeah, again, he's calling us a servant, the nation of Israel, man. You know, who did he bring out of Egypt? You know what I'm saying? You know, to follow his ways, to do service unto him. You Negroes, Latinos, and natives, man. You know. So when you say that you are a Christian, which is a follower of the Messiah, you know what I'm saying, follower of the Anointed One, that means that you need to do service, man. You know. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13. It says, it says, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and will be at top and not at the bottom, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. This is going into the blessings from Deuteronomy 28. It says, if you know what I'm saying, if that thou hearken unto the commandments. Now that word commandments in the Hebrew is matazawa, matazawa, or matazawa, and it says commandment of man. You know what I'm saying? According to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, the whole duty of man is to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says the commandment of God. It says commandment of code of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It says a command, whether human or divine, collectively the law. And who is the law given to? You know, the nation of Israel. You know, to follow. It says which was commanded, law, ordinance, precept. You know what I'm saying? So when the scripture says precept on precept, precept on precept, that's commandment on commandment, commandment on commandment. Law upon law, law upon law, ordinance upon ordinance, ordinance upon ordinance, man. You know what I'm saying? In 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, it says, let everything be done decently in order. You know what I'm saying? What is the order? That the nation of Israel would serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. You know? And it says, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe, to do them. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 14, it says, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day. You know, it says to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. That word serve is ibad again. The I, the ba, the da, ibad, and it says to work, serve, to labor, work, do work, to work for another, serve another by labor, to serve as subjects, to serve the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says to be worked, be tilled, to make oneself a servant. You know what I'm saying? You know, even Yahweh Shai, he said that I do not the will of my own, but the will of the Father. That means that he was placing himself, and you know what I'm saying? It was commanded him that he was going to go to the nation of Israel and teach them the transgressors to bring them back to the Heavenly Father, which was a commandment, man. You know, it was a commandment. It says, verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You know what I'm saying? And part of the blessings in verse 13, the blessing in verse 13 was saying that we shall be above only. You know what I'm saying? We should be the head and not the tail. You know what I'm saying? So it shows that with us being at the bottom and not the ones in rulership right now, that means that that we served another. We went to go serve another God, man. You know what I'm saying? Serve something that wasn't living. You know what I'm saying? Dumb idols, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, dead powers. You know. And it says, this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and natives, you know what I'm saying? You follow things that don't prosper, man. You know? It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. And what does a priest do, man? You know, a priest, does the service to the Most High, to appease wrath for sin offerings, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. It says, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. You know what I'm saying? You know, so since you want to serve another, you know what I'm saying, the Lord was going was no longer going to deal with us, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, them curses come in effect, man. You know, verse 7, it says, as they were increased, so they sinned against me, therefore will I change their glory into shame. You know what I'm saying? And what ended up happening, you know what I'm saying? We fallen low, you know, we fell to the bottom, man. You know, this Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. It says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. You know what I'm saying? They have not known the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to know false gods, man. False ways, you know. It says they are sottish children. And that word sottish is sakal, the sa, the ka, the la, sakal, and it means fool, silly, foolish, sottish. You know what I'm saying? Another word is stupid, you know. You know, because it's a dumb thing to go to a tree, you know what I'm saying, carve a piece of wood, you know what I'm saying, to make it in some sort of image and stuff, and then worship it after you just created, you know, the created a idol to worship, hoping to receive benefits. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, it says, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. You know what I'm saying? Wise to follow Cesare Borgia, you know, whose image is an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Esau Edom, which he had put up just to deceive the world, claiming to be the Messiah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and furthermore, blaspheming, putting the leprous image, saying that the Most High was leprous as well. You know. It says, but to do good, they have no knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't, to do good, they have no knowledge, man, because they don't want to follow the law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got a lot of these Christians that want to sit up here and say that, that the law is done away with, man, because they don't want to do service unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they just want to be called a Christian. Hey, that's why it says in Romans 9:6 that not all Israel's of Israel. We know that and pretty much what that's going into is that you're going to have some Israelites who don't want to do service to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who want to do service to Esau Edom, man. You know what I'm saying? The red man. You know what I'm saying? The transparent being, you know. And you know, and I hope this video was edifying, and I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Double honors to Apostles, Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Shalom and Abba.